This is Larry Pratt with a commentary from Gun Owners of America. Waiting periods can be dangerous to your health. Take, for example, these cases. Bonnie El-Masri of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Mrs. El-Masri was threatened repeatedly by her husband, who had a long record of abuse. On becoming convinced in March 1991 that her life was really in danger, Mrs. El-Masri went to buy a gun. She was told that she would have to wait for 48 hours. Between the time Mrs. El-Masri tried to buy a gun and the end of the 48 hours, her husband killed her and her son. Igor Butorsky was a Jewish refugee from the Soviet Union back in 1983. He went into a retail furniture business in Brooklyn with a partner, and the two of them decided that they needed to keep a gun in the store. Weeks went by, and the New York City police had not decided to allow Mr. Butorsky to protect himself with a gun at his store. He was killed during a holdup. 4 months later, his partner still had not gotten a permit for the gun. Catherine Latta of Charlotte, North Carolina, had had so much abuse from her boyfriend back in 1990 that she decided that he would kill her if she could not protect herself. Desperate, she went to buy a gun and was told that the police check would take 2 to 4 weeks. "I'll be dead by then," she said. So that day she went to the bad part of town, as she called it, and bought a gun on the street. Later that night, a homicidal boyfriend broke through her barricaded door. She saved herself by shooting him. In Gainesville, Florida, during 1990, there was a serial killer on the loose in the university town. Anxious residents of Gainesville were told by the sheriff that they could go to the next county and avoid the waiting period in force in Gainesville. But what would people do if there were a national 7-day waiting period? The answer is obvious. Just wait for the killer to come to them. If even one life can be saved, gun grabbers tell us, we should legislate infringements of the right to keep and bear arms. Let's use that same principle and insist that since waiting periods have cost lives, they should be done away with.